Hello, everyone.
Oh
Squee
boy.
here with the boys.
Um. Oh boy. Don't make a band called Squee and the Boys. That
Oh
would
God,
never.
no! Hi, everyone. It's
Anyway.
Inferno, Piff, Burn, me. Just us for now.
Korea might be joining a little bit later on. She
Mhm.
had some things to take care of that were a non-negotiable, for lack of a better word.
So it's the
She'll
boys'
come by when she
night.
can.
It's the
It's
boys'
fine.
night out. We might assassinate some people. You know how it
As
goes.
you do.
As you
Yeah.
do. As always, we like to start each session with trying to show off as much of the artwork that people make for us, as flattering as it is. So we've got as always, we're starting. We're just gonna go from right to left. So we've got another chibi picture from Melora with Mila protecting August.
Yep.
He's adorable. Then we've got this is from Victor. This is when Mila gets to drive.
Her eyes are
I
giant.
get to
Sparkly.
drive. Oh man. Oh yeah. This is the chat's plan of what to do to take out the prince. And you guys thought I was overkill.
Man,
Find
they just
camp. Confirm prince is there. Bomb to hell.
Oh, when in doubt.
That's true. But you'd kill Blinky then. See, Blinky. You don't want to kill Blinky.
Oh yeah, you don't kill Blinky. You want a free Blinky.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is training, I guess, for Elora on male anatomy for new Tom, old Tom.
Buff male anatomy, I might add.
Yeah, good times. And this is this is Elizabeth.
Yep.
When Al was doing his thing, good times, good times. Oh, and this is another one when stop the baby.
I love Mila just clapping with hearts in the
I
background.
know.
Yay!
Oh, and this is from I'm not sure if I've seen Manuela make anything before, but this is amazing. This is Tyrath holding Hannibal.
I freaking love it. It's
Yeah.
gorgeous. Look
It
at this.
is
Look how
fantastic.
intricate it is.
Mhm.
All the little details. Love it.
It is fantastic. And then this is Patrick getting berries, poison berries,
Yep.
to make poison jam.
Mm-hmm.
Nom 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 nom.
Okay.
Okay.
We got some problem. All right. So, with that aside, thank you everyone. We'll get started with the session. So before we get into the session proper, do any of you fine fellas have any questions or concerns or anything like that? In regards to what we're doing or things that happened last session.
I do have one question that I might as well just ask it out of the way because I don't know if it'll be used or not, but it's good to know. The Titan. Two questions.
The
The Titan,
flying
Flying Titan, yeah. Two
Yeah.
questions. When it is flying, how noisy is it?
It'd be pretty noisy because those are jet thrusters. Think the equivalent of a modern day jet, but I'd say a tenth of the noise.
Okay.
But
So
fighter
still
jets are slightly
pretty
loud.
damn loud. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other question would be this one. If I were to, say, cut the engines and just fall silently, how high up could I do that from without...
Here's the tricky thing. From your current, because it's a tactical perspective.
Correct.
If you're out in the field or very lightly sparse woods, you wouldn't have too much of a problem. The problem with the quiet rainforest, it is so thick and the canopy so heavy, you could fly above the canopy, but the way you silently crash down through the leaves and the trees and everything like that, it's gonna make a lot of noise, right?
Right.
And you don't have the maneuverability to turn off your power armor or to turn off the thrusters, and not, you know what I mean? Like it'll just be too tricky. Like either you're above the canopy and you crash through it, or you're underneath and you'll no longer have the maneuverability to go through those trees. In fact, flying through here, I'm going to have, if you ever choose to do that, you'll be making a piloting check with a penalty just due to the sheer number of obstacles.
And that
Now,
makes
if you were to
perfect
hit a
sense.
tree, it wouldn't kill you, but it wouldn't be stealthy.
One final question.
Yeah.
Are the wings... I know they're foldable. Are they detachable? Like, would it be possible to just
No.
take the wings off and... Okay.
Unfortunately, they are completely and utterly a part of the exoskeleton.
Got it. Okay. So then I think the first thing as a group we should decide, As much as I love the power armor, if whether we're hitting the camp or trying to hit the prince, it might be better in such confined territory not to take it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just regular body armor.
Yeah.
Because I remember we were kind of preparing for like robots and stuff because that's what the people back in the city said.
Right.
Finton, I think. No, Flint.
Flint.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, it would be better to do the body armor, but have we figured out, like, do we want to try and isolate the prince, or do we want to try and sneak into the camp?
I love, personally, the idea of sneaking into the camp, wiring his bed to blow.
Yeah. The only downside is we have no real way of knowing, unless we do the whole Wile E. Coyote wire all the way down to the pull switch. It might go off with somebody else.
True. And there's another one that I just thought of too. Like, we could use Jackie to confirm what happened, but here's the other problem I just realized.
Mhm.
If it fails, we're screwed, because we're not going to get another chance at him.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not too concerned with it hitting someone else in this group, per se. Except for the fact that it won't hit the prince.
I wasn't saying in this group. I was
Right.
talking about, like, one of his other people go, oh, hey, go get something off the bed.
Right.
Kaboom.
And I'm not too sad about that, considering that this group doesn't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd prefer to
Yeah.
avoid it, but it wouldn't stop me. However, yeah, if we try that and we fail, we're never going to get another chance at him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if sneaking in, like, okay, barring that, do we have another reason to sneak into the camp?
Maybe releasing that.
Mutant bear.
Was it a DB?
Kind of. You don't know for sure. You know it was like an anthropomorphic mutant bear.
Yeah.
You're not
If
too
we were
sure about
to-
its intelligence level. But
Yeah.
it was either an actual bear that was mutated by magic, or it did come in from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Patrick could tell
All
you
right.
that easily enough.
Well, that would be the only other thing. That's the only other reason why I would want to go into that camp, is maybe to release it.
All right. Here's another question for that one then, because I'm a little on the fence on that. I want to release the bear as much as anyone. Is it advantageous to us, or are we risking the entire thing to free the bear right now?
It's a good question.
Because as much as
would-
I want to free that bear, our objective has to be the prince. Now, if freeing the bear helps with that, and it might somehow, I'm all for it. If it doesn't, we're risking a lot to free the bear.
Yeah. It would depend heavily on if it's a DB or not. I think.
As in,
If there is
if we
if there
release
is a level of intelligence to where it could help us, then
you
might be
know,
cool.
You know, I think it's worth it, because if nothing else, let's say it's got limited intelligence. Maybe it can't understand us, or you can't talk to us, but it can understand us. It could probably sniff him out.
Exactly. That's if it has intelligence.
And,
That is a lot to bank on.
and there's also the other chance too that even if it doesn't have intelligence, it's so angry at him that the first thing it would go for would be him anyway.
True.
I think personally it would be worth it to release the bear, because there is a chance, I'd say maybe in my mind a 50-50 chance that one way or the other he would help lead us to the prince.
What do you think, Piff?
So, usually knowing any sort of enraged animal, it usually doesn't care what human it attacks if it does have a limited intelligence. Best guess. Because, well, if you torture an animal enough, it will snap at anything. So if it's the opposite direction, we might be needing to fight a fairly enraged bear.
Right.
Though, wouldn't mind actually seeing the bear situation in general to at least find out anything along the lines of what the bear may act or something like that, because these are all sort of like guesses that we're doing.
Yeah. Plus, we're not even sure if the camp is going to be protected or not.
Well,
If there's
we do,
going to-
if I remember correctly. If I believe that there's at least 2 people on post that survey the camp.
It's true. Reviewing reviewing the footage, as I mentioned last week. Good memory. Typically, 2 Borgs and 2 power armor pilots are the camp security. You've never seen them venture out. Now, you're not too sure if they're going to. We're going to say like tomorrow, which is like tomorrow in game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not too sure if they're going out or not. You don't know what the prince has told them, right? But you have no. Jackie was doing some long-term monitoring, and due to your, certain skill sets within the group, you can easily identify someone who's patrolling and not going out and hunting, right? So, yeah, you did mark that. Now, it is a very large camp. Remember, I explained it to be a quarter of a mile area. So that's not to say that you wouldn't be able to avoid these guys completely, but it's not going to be completely dead if these guys are around.
My actual suggestion might be this, or my thought, and let's throw it out there and see what you guys think. Try tracking down the prince on our own. If we're having trouble, then maybe try and use Blinky. If it's an easy trail to follow and we can hunt the prince down, let's try and avoid the guards. If we can't find him, it's not a great plan B, but it is a plan B, because if that bear does do what it might do, he would be able to find him.
That makes sense. I like that. Now, did we want to use Jackie to somewhat track the direction of the prince? Because he did see her.
Yes. I think the best course of action first would have Jackie... Here's going to be the problem with that. Jackie can't communicate with us in real time. So by the time Jackie tracks the prince and comes back to us and tells him where the prince is, the prince won't be there anymore.
Well, it would just be the direction that he's going.
Right.
Like, look north, look south, look back.
I think that like the best thing to do would be have her watch the camp for 2 things. One, where he goes, what direction he goes in, and what kind of guards have remained.
I like that.
And then give us basically the best direction where he was, and we'll try and go from there. Though I'll tell you guys, Al's going to be relying heavily on you. He has no land navigation or tracking, he might be able to track intelligence agents, but not forest game.
Right. I need to double check what the penalty is. Because I actually do have tracking, animal tracking, which can be used with human tracking, but I get a penalty.
Yeah.
I think it's minus 40%, or it might be minus 20.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'm thinking minus 40. Are you checking the skill description? Because I'll let you just do it then.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
All right. Yeah, it's in the skill description, so we'll figure that out soon enough.
If you want to track down an espionage paper trail, Al's your guy, but other than that, no.
Now, I know you guys are chomping at the bit to get this going. You know what I mean? Put the plan in action, come up with something. But as I mentioned last week, that I figured since you guys were waiting an entire day for Jackie's intel reports, that I could, I just have some very, very small NPC-initiated scenes. Would you guys be interested in that, or would you like to just move on to the plan? No, you'd be interested in that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, do you guys want to finalize exactly what you want to do, and then we'll kind of kick things off with what the ideas that I had? Or, do you want to kind of finalize the plan? Because I know you just checked. I kind of interrupted you guys,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, cool.
Are you okay with this plan of having Jackie point the direction that the prince is in and looking for any people remaining?
Yeah. As long as she keeps her general distance like she has been doing. I actually do have a question for Inferno. I remember you you were talking about the prince, and I think you said something along the lines of hooded eyes. I'm not sure what that
Yes.
means.
Oh, that means individuals with certain Asian descent, how there's kind of like some just a little extra skin on the inside of their eyes to kind of create a slight kind of a hood over it to kind of give that Asian look to a person's eyes. I don't know how I can explain this without sounding super racist.
If it's an actual thing, like I thought it was like a robotic implant or something like that.
Oh, no, it's just a descriptor.
Okay.
Like if you just Google hooded eyes and put that in
I'm gonna do it now.
Okay. Yeah.
it's not, it's nothing. You're gonna see a lot of lady pictures, right? But yeah, it's just a deeper set of the eyes, and there's a little. Well, I guess it's not really necessarily Asian descent either. It's really any descent.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yes, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yeah.
I
was good in
see.
Huh.
All right. So what about the and I'm open for tweaking and moderating. So we use Jackie to obviously see where the prince went, how many people left at the camp. Then we try to track the prince on our own. Failing that, we try and get Blinky. That part of the plan, how do we feel?
I'm all up for seeing how the prince thing goes, and then we can plan for step 2.
Okay. That's true. We don't
Yeah.
technically have to plan step 2 yet. That's true.
Yeah, just keep that on the back burner for now, and we'll plan when we get there, if we even need to get there.
Yeah, if anything, we may want a just in case shit hits the fan sort of thing, or hey, what happens when we actually find him?
Right.
So I'm assuming our general plan is to find and kill.
Yes.
All right.
Alrighty. So are you guys good to start things off with some NPC interaction?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, so the first, I have just 2 scenes in mind. One is you guys going to the camp, and the other one is probably when you guys break bread and you have yourself a little something to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first one, on the way to the camp, I was thinking about this, and I would think that Bear and Alicia would be riding in the same vehicle or thereabouts, right? And soon after you get out and kind of start a camp area, the 2 of them kind of pause for a moment, and they're only about, I'd say about 7 feet from each other. And they turn towards each other, and Alicia gives a little nod, and she says, "All right, you ready, Bear?" And he gives a slow, thoughtful nod. She says, "All right." I think you raised your little vibro swords there. I think they're 2 inches higher on your hips. And he nods for a bit, and he says, "Very good. Wait, just give me a second. I have to get Bear's voice again. I haven't spoken like him in a while. Just give me a moment. Very good. I thought I would have gotten you with that one. And your ammunition is stacked differently on your hip. You've reversed the pattern." And she gives an impressed look, and she says, "Yeah, that's absolutely right, Bear. Good eye." And gives a bit of a nod. Is it fair to say that you guys are... Well, I'll leave it up to you guys. I mean, you guys could just watch that happen. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But-
I think
Uh-huh.
Al would very quietly, out of their earshot, lean over to Tom and say, "I think you've changed your face."
Ha 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 ha. I think you've changed your ears.
Al looks very surprised. What? Mock surprise.
So, okay. I mean, they're not going to explain. Alicia will just kind of roll her eyes a little bit, not you.
Yeah.
But, all right. So the next one, the next little scene I had in mind was when you guys are breaking bread. Obviously, conversation comes up for whatever reason, right? And in this case, Alicia will mention that she knows, of course, where Bear and Mila are from. She knows where Al is from. She definitely knows where Tom is from. But she turns to Patrick and she says, if you don't mind me asking, we've been traveling for quite some time. I know a lot about you guys, but I don't know where you're from. Do you mind sharing?
Well, where we were before the move, I suppose, was fairly close to my hometown. I don't think you would know the name of it, though.
Oh, okay. Well, what's its name, anyway? Out of curiosity.
It's okay, Patrick. Bev, if you don't have a name, it's okay. We can just let the conversation slide by. It's okay.
I guess out of character, I've never actually thought of a name for it, and to be honest, I'm not sure if there is one.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, then the question actually changes. So when you say, "I don't hear the name," and she goes, "Oh, okay." Well, she's like, so she asks, "Well, what did you do there?"
Oh, well, I worked a bit to help out the family units, and I cleaned up some of the metals and electronics that were around, and basically had that as our little profit where we could.
Oh, I see. So you're a bit of a scavenger, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I guess
fine.
this would be okay to say. I lived in basically, if you remember the junkyard back at
New Laszlo?
New Laszlo, it's
Mhm.
kind of like that, but with more house-looking junk.
Alicia gives a bit of a smile. House-looking junk. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, all right. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add or anything like that? I just figured I'd role play a little bit of dinner conversation.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
I'm good.
Cool. Then
Yeah.
one last.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So I would like one last thing for you guys to do, over this 24-hour period when you wait for Jackie to come back. Is I'd like y'all just to roll me a D100. No modifiers.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's all I needed. Thank you. All right. So yeah, of course, Jackie came back. She got the intel, and you guys have pretty much set a plan. So, for the most part. So, the question is, I would like to know what time you're going to be sending Jackie back towards the camp. And you don't have to get into super specifics, but I'd appreciate it if you gave me some general commands for her, so I know how to approach the situation. So from the information that you got, that he said, so this is now kind of, it's not the next day just yet. This is the day that Jackie returned back to the camp, right? And in the recording, Prince Jasper said, tomorrow we're going to head out. So right now it's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I just want to know if you want to send her there, like, what time in the morning, you know what I mean? Or even if you want to send her there at night first and have her wait. I just need to know that. And like I said, what commands to give her.
All right. I'm going to ask if this is okay.
Mm-hmm.
May I bring the jar of goo with us on this, or is it too late to say that we have?
No. You know what? It's not a nuclear warhead. It's just a jar of goo. I will allow it. Not a problem. Besides, you drove in the ATV. So actually, you drove in 2 ATVs, and your guy is a little bit of. You had lots of space for it, and I think Patrick is a guy like he's going through maybe all of his stuff. He's like, oh well, I might need this, and he takes the goo with him and sticks in the ATV. I think that's very plausible. So
Right.
sure.
Okay. All right. Notes. Well, I already know that he seemed to have fired at Jackie, so maybe a farther distance away, and, I guess at this part, would probably be on patrol for now until morning hits. And morning, if it's a hunting party, it might go fairly early, like crack of dawn sort of business. So I guess to be on the safer side, maybe somewhere around even midnight, just because that would be where the day changes, if there is such a like midnight time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's still clocks and riffs, right?
Okay.
So yeah, you could say, and she definitely has an internal clock. That's for sure. So yeah.
And I would probably space her farther back than she was, probably out of that bow range.
Okay.
I don't like Jackie getting hit with a bow.
I don't blame you. All right. So we know what time you want to send her. You gave her an idea of what range. So what is she gonna look for, and what's her algorithm like? I know she wants to identify the prince, which she can do. Her programming allows it, right? I know you want her to say what direction he's going, right? And I know you want her to quickly surveil the ruins. Survey the camp and see who's still sticking around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that should just take as long as it needs to, and then she's to report back to you?
Yes, to wait until the hunting parties disperse in whatever directions that they're going.
Okay.
How an algorithm work of that, but a general detail of having all of the packs move out, see if there's anybody particularly left that doesn't seem to be going like out, and then report back, probably with video.
Okay. All right. So my last question is that we all know that Jackie can run very fast, much faster than a regular squirrel. To expedite her getting the information to you, do you want her to run a squirrel's speed, or do you want her to run her full speed, or somewhere in between? Give me a moment. I'll let you know exactly how fast she can go. Her top speed. You know what I mean? So let's see.
60.
Robot invoice. 60? Her
Yeah,
speed is
60.
60? That's 60 feet a second. That's huge. Yeah, that's fast.
Yeah, 60 miles per hour.
60 miles per hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yes, she can go up to
That's
60 miles
insane.
per hour. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
She's a robot.
Mhm.
So, how fast do you want her to get to you? Because I just need to know as a GM, right? Because I'm plugging in a bunch of variables here.
I
Right.
think that'll probably raise a lot of suspicions if, for whatever reason, they see, holy shit, that's a squirrel running really fucking fast.
I don't know about that. Squirrels go fairly quickly, and it could be a mutant squirrel.
I don't know. It seems like a risk because it might it might alert them, in my
Well-
opinion. But
Also, here's a quick question. This 60 feet, is that hopping nimbly bimbly from tree to tree or running on the ground?
That's her ground speed.
Right. I would say that it would be incredibly odd or unusual to see any kind of squirrel running 60 miles an hour along the forest floor. I personally, and like Al would personally, because Al doesn't like taking any chances he doesn't really have to. Send her out. Basically, let her move full speed as much as she wants until she gets close to the camp, and then act like a squirrel.
All right, and then on the way back, do the same.
Yeah, like basically once she's out of visual range, I would guess. Well, Inferno, is there anything typically in Rifts, and well, not anything, commonly in Rifts, something that would detect Jackie outside of visual range, or do we generally just have to worry about visual range in this kind of setting? I.e., there's a squirrel a mile out going 60 miles an hour.
There are radar, of course. There is radar. But typically radar only really works on vehicles or power armor, large, mechanical bits. Small mechanical bits, very, very unlikely. You would need an extremely sophisticated radar system. That's all that your characters know that could detect it. There's plenty of shit out in Rifts that could. But common technology that you're aware of that is even possible or likely to be possible that this Greencastle Kingdom might have, you're just thinking if they have to have some crazy advanced radar if they're going to be able to detect her.
Got it. So I would say it would be reasonable for Al at least to say, once she's out of visible range of the camp, she can move full speed. And the only real risk would be her accidentally running into a hunting party.
No, not the. There's actually one more thing that I probably should make sure happens or doesn't happen. So this forest also has creatures in it. So we may want to actually not send her out so early, and also, yeah, it's one of those things where probably shouldn't stick her out alone like that for a while. So let's just say around interesting. All right. Let's just have it at sunrise that she'll go out.
Okay. All right. Now, is there anything else you guys would like to tell me before you send Jackie out and we pull the trigger on this? We start stage 1 of, Operation Assassinate Prince Jasper.
Yay!
woo,
Are we good?
I'm good.
I think I'm good, yeah. I'm going to leave the power armor behind, so...
I guess maybe stick more towards the tree tops instead of the ground.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Can do. All right. So you send Jackie out in the morning, but before that, actually, around 3 o'clock in the morning, Al, you are poked in the shoulder by 2 fingers as you're sleeping. And as you open your eyes, you see Mila lurching over you, and she goes, "Pointy ears, I don't feel so good.
All right,
I think I ate something.
Al would...
My stomach really hurts, pointy ears."
Al would immediately sit up and look at her to make sure there's no immediate signs of... I guess there would be physical, like, is she sweating? Is she running a fever? That kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. I'll just have you do a diagnostic paramedic.
Sure. So I'll do that.
Okay, all right. She's showing some very, very mild forms of fever, and as she describes her symptoms to you, it feels like there's a big lead ball in my belly, and I'm afraid what direction it's gonna go. I don't know if it's gonna go up or it's gonna go down, but I don't want it to go anywhere. Pointy ears. But you're soon after some conversation with her, which I think she would be talking loud enough, or maybe she'd be whispering this. I don't know, but I'll give the creative license that your voices would wake up people in the proximity.
Okay.
But pretty much, she snuck out and she took some of those berries that Patrick was having because he was eating them, and he said they're poisonous. But if they're poisonous, why was he eating them, right?
Right.
It must have tasted really good. So that's why she got some. And she ate a lot of them. And now she feels like this. And it looks like now the quantity that she ate probably would have seriously made someone sick and or might have killed them. Mila is showing signs of mild food poisoning in the sense that her stomach's very tender. She has kind of limited mobility, but you're thinking it's probably the mind over matter implants, or I don't know, maybe she ate it with something else. But it's not. This isn't dangerous. She's just harried for a little while.
Okay. Al would tell her to lay down, and probably, since I would assume Bear will stay with her, tell him to make sure she drinks enormous amounts of water to flush out her system.
Okay. All right.
Would it or
All right,
maybe
I'll start right now, pointing ears.
Yeah, I'll say if it was bad enough, maybe induce vomiting, but I think it might be bad long enough at that point it wouldn't do much good. So
Yeah. Well, she and she already mentioned that. Yeah, she vomited already too.
Oh, okay.
There's still that lead ball in her belly. I thought I got it all. No lead ball came out, but I still feel it. Anyways, but yeah.
Yeah, so just lay her down, make sure she drinks an excessive amount of water.
Okay. So you're going to have, it's going to be Alicia, Patrick. It's very similar to the robotic brain situation, except no James T. But we have Alicia, Patrick, Tom, and Al. With Bear and Mila just at the campsite, right? Ready to do what needs to be done if necessary, but Mila has a upset tummy, so no luck on her part.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Jackie is sent out just as dawn breaks. Now Inferno's calculating things in his head because you're waiting for Jackie to come back. While you're waiting for Jackie to come back and for Inferno to figure things out, why don't you tell me, so you're all going to be in your body armor and Patrick's going to be in his golden magic armor?
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Yeah, I
has
will
learned
be.
many a times that the other armor seems to get penetrated fairly quickly. He's not too fond of that one.
Okay. So why don't you tell me, because you guys are going to be making preparations, right? So why don't you guys, well, I'm just quickly calculating, if you guys want to do anything in character, out of character, anything specifically you want to say that you're doing, feel free to do so now to really prepare for this hunt of a different sort.
The only thing I can think of is that I would be taking all of the gear that I carry with me, and I would be doing whatever I could to tape it down, put it in a bag, cover it in cloth, something, so that it makes the least amount of sound when I move.
What are you doing? Oh, your armor?
My armor, my fusion blocks, my ammo, my extra clips, anything that I'm carrying with me, either tape it down, in a way that, you can just pull it off, but so that when you move, it doesn't just rub against a bunch of stuff or clank somewhere. And if I can't tape it down, try and wrap it in some sort of cloth so that when it does clank, it's cloth clanking on something instead of whatever it is, whatever I
Okay.
could to quiet myself.
All right, so what kind of body armor do you have?
Gladiator.
Gladiator. Give me a moment. Because the Gladiator armor has, there's prow
Minus 5%.
penalties.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to say because you did that, it mitigates that -5.
Oh.
So you will not be taking a -5% to that
Yay.
for taking the initiative and care with that. Okay?
Okay.
Bless
thank
you, Piff. No problem.
I think the only things I'm going to bring, I'm going to make sure that I have the medallion that I wear on my head.
Mhm.
I have the leather bracers made out of human skin. And I do not have my sword. I do not have any weapons save for a hunting rifle. 30-06 hunting rifle.
Okay.
And
All right.
that is it that I have.
Okay. Patrick, anything special that you want to say? You're bringing, you're doing, anything like that?
I guess since we have the morning to do this, Patrick's actually going to take out the rather large jar of vinegar-smelling goo.
Yes.
And he's gonna stick his golden gauntlet into it, and coating his palms and fingers.
Okay.
And he's going to actually just kind of put his hand against a tree because there's probably
Uh-huh.
somewhere around him, and he's
Oh yeah.
going to try to lift himself up.
Okay. What's your physical strength is 9, correct?
Yeah.
Roll me a 1d100, please.
Okay.
Okay. You've angled it just so much that you really have a good a leverage system. Let's just say, right? And you pull and you strain and you're able to lift yourself up. It's like that goop has and it's not painful or anything like that. It's work for you to lift yourself up, right? But thankfully you're in this very light golden armor that doesn't seem it feels like a second skin, right? So you're able to just pull yourself up quite a ways, and you don't feel like you almost feel like you're temporarily attached to that tree. Like nothing is, you don't feel any slippage, you don't feel the bond getting weak. Like you feel very, very,
Attached.
it's a very secure feeling. Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, one more quick thing, Inferno.
Yep.
For my 30-06, I will have 2 clips of ammo. 2 magazines of ammo. One of regular
STC,
bullets,
yeah.
one of silver.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, that's good to know. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So after just over an hour later, Jackie returns. And quickly reviewing the footage, you find that when she arrived, it looks like the camp was somewhat in a stir. The Prince Jasper and probably about 8 other hunters were already ready. They were already geared up, ready to go. However, it seemed that some of his entourage were slow to get up in the morning. And Prince Jasper, after some curses, some teasing, some name-calling, and some general signs of mocking frustration with them, insists that they all have to leave at the same time, and he doesn't like being kept waiting. So they scramble to get ready. And within 10 minutes, they start to depart. The prince is very insistent that everyone takes a completely different direction, and he says although there will be a reward for the victors, if anyone decides to cheat and to pair up with any other duo, they will be disqualified from the contest, and he even gives a veiled threat, perhaps disqualified from a few other things as well. But soon they depart. The prince and, sure enough, the same woman that you saw by his side quite often, the one he referred to as Joan, and in fact, Jackie picked up a few other mercenaries talking about her. She's also known as the Keen, or Joan the Keen, or maybe just Joan. But she's the woman with the juicer conversions. She and the prince head out to the northwest, approximately 170 degrees of that campsite, which you guys can. You're south of the campsite, so you'd have to kind of anyways, 170 degrees northwest. And sure enough, Jackie does after she stays back, she makes sure a lot of the moving targets within her visual range are gone, and then she does a perimeter search of the camp itself. And true to form, she notices 6 individuals. 2 of the full conversion Borgs, 2 power armor pilots currently suited up in Samson power. No, actually, one is suited up in Samson power armor. The other one is not. She seems to be out of her armor currently. And it looks like 2 other... you can kind of see 2 non-armored individuals milling about a few of the tents who seem to be just doing some basic domestic duties, like cleaning up after breakfast and that sort of thing. And then she returns. She has not been encountered by anything along the way, thankfully. She rolled very well. So with that, the ball is now in your court.
Right. Personally, I'm liking the idea of the camp less and less.
Yep.
2 full conversion Borgs, and even just assuming 1 power armor in 3 guys with body armor, not liking those odds.
Yeah.
I have a question. What were the hunters wearing when they went out?
Sorry, that was part of my description, but I got all hung up with the fucking direction, because I don't know, my brain works that way. What they were wearing and what they were carrying. The prince was wearing his custom camouflage body armor. It looks like it's relatively light, but it's completely in a camouflage pattern, specifically for the fall. So there's a few more browns in there, as per usual. He also has his bow and arrows, plus it looks like he took an energy rifle with him. Joan the Keen is in very light armor, which doesn't even seem to be fully protecting her head or even sections of her hands or feet. It is but it still looks like sturdy, high-impact plate. It still looks like it's mega damaged, out of character speaking. But it is just partially, it's not sealed, for lack of a better word. And she seems to have quite a few... She seems to have a clawed vibroblade over her left gauntlet. She has a vibro sword on her back, and she seems to be carrying a SDC hunting rifle. Or a conventional weapon hunting rifle.
Okay.
The other hunters have, of course, a mix of body armor, mega damage, and non-mega damage weapons.
I assume it's
very
safe
few of them pick anything super high-powered. Sorry, what was that?
No, I was just going to say, I assume it's safe to say that from the videotape, it looks like the prince's armor is rather effective at camouflaging.
Yes. Well, from its patterns, it is a professional military camouflage pattern.
Al would then ask the others, can you guys think of any way to... Let's say we engage him, and we have trouble hitting him because he's camouflaged. Do we have any method of marking him? Maybe something we could fling at him, hit him with that's brightly colored, maybe some sort of liquid or something that just make it easier to see our target and shoot at it.
If I had some time to prepare, yeah, but this is a bit on the later side.
Right.
Well, once we actually engage him, do we want to be quiet? Do we want to make a spectacle? Or do we want to just hit him with everything we got and then get the fuck out?
I don't like the spectacle one.
I don't like the spectacle one either, but in my experience, when someone's wearing body armor, there's very little quiet involved.
Yeah, because I was going to say I might be able to just coat it with fire, and it might singe part of it, or mess with the paint a bit.
Definitely worth a shot. And who knows, maybe we'll engage them in an area where it won't be a problem. I'm just trying to cover our bases.
I mean, I didn't think that we would need any paint. I left all of that back in the behemoth. So
No, I understand. I didn't even think of it either. My first thought would be, we try and track him down. If we get a hang on where he is and we get the drop on him, we send Jackie in first to stun them, and then we all out attack.
yeah.
That should work.
Okay.
Well,
Well, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
yeah. Perhaps when you went out for berries, were there any other berries that you found, or just specifically those?
Berries. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that would probably be able to. That's usually for more cloth stuff. It would be able to mark him if I had a projectile weapon to use that on, but most of my everything is very much for conventional bullets and shells.
Yeah.
It's
I also really love the idea of just like somebody reaching into the jar that Patrick made. This is out of character. This is just saying. I love the idea of somebody reaching into the jar, getting just a handful of jam, and just throwing it at the prince. Yeah, what? Boom.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the out of character, I was thinking of somebody actually like scaling up trees and kind of things like that. Anyway, I think it would be a bit too hard for Patrick to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Al might be able to, but I'm not sure that's... Yeah. I mean, we'll take it with us, just in case.
Yeah, the armor shouldn't be too much of an issue. I don't think.
Mine will. So Patrick is definitely going to try to muddy up his armor.
Okay. All right.
Because shiny gold and rupees doesn't work so good in stealth.
This is correct. This is correct. I'd like you to roll me a D100, please.
Alright.
So you keep putting dirt on it, and it seems to be somewhat effective, except that I don't know if it's because it's magic, or maybe you're not just too familiar with doing this, but about 30% of it still has a sheen to it, right? You're dirtied up, but there's still parts that sparkle. You can keep trying, but it will consume more time, which I'm just factoring in.
Before you go sleep.
What?
That was for Squee. That was another person.
Yeah, that was Squee.
Anyway,
okay.
yeah, I'm just going to have to hang back, I guess.
Okay. So we'll just wait for Squee to come back here, because there's no point in continuing on, and then I'll just have to repeat myself.
My absolute apologies, guys. Sorry.
That's fine. All right. So, do you want to start tracking him down, or what's the next step here, folks?
Yeah, I guess the next step would be to try and track him down.
Yep.
Okay.
And I have track animals, and I get a minus 20% if I'm tracking humans.
Okay. So, heads up. I'm going to have you roll a skill check.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not going to be using a binary system, where a success means automatic success and a failure means automatic failure. It's going to be a scaling system, and I made this kind of a special little table in regards to how much you succeed by or how much you fail by. So, whenever you're ready, roll, and just at the end of it, just tell me how much you succeed or fail by, okay?
Okay. I hit it exactly.
You hit it exactly. So, okay. All right. You hit it exactly. I love it. All right, let me just check something here. Okay. Now what I would like is a land navigation check. Once again, telling me how much you succeed or fail by. I guess I should have done land navigation first, but that's okay. We're going to just bank that little 40.
Ooh.
You have more than one person who has land navigation. Everyone can do so. I can roll it.
Oh.
Who has it?
Okay, I will try at least.
Yeah, not just Burn, right? Because you're all working together.
Oh.
No, but do you have the land navigation skill?
No, I don't.
Stewie?
Oh.
No,
No.
that's sorry. Everyone who has the land navigation skill
Oh,
can do
okay.
it.
Yeah. That succeeds, but it says 68. So I succeeded by 41.
Okay,
41.
so that's going to counterbalance Burns' mistake. So there, you get to a point while going through this wood where Tom says, "I think if we want to try to, cross his path or get in his path or get behind him, we should go this way." And you're like, "I don't think so." And you kind of set that straight.
Okay.
So, give me a moment, because I always I rather just be like, you succeed and you find a blank, right? I want to try to be a little bit more descriptive here, so just give me a moment as I think. So, you start to travel on foot through this dense wood. The air is kind of heavy, and although when you were camping, you could see sunlight peeking through, the deeper you get into the wood, the thicker the canopy becomes. And because of that thicker canopy, the pure amount of vegetation starts to become slightly sparser. So instead of full bushes and vines that creep up and down the tree trunks and other smaller pieces of vegetation start to thin out just a little bit. However, even though the vegetation, the shrubs, the bushes, the smaller trees, although they start to lessen, the sheer number of trees starts to thicken even more. Patrick, since you do not have a fully enclosed helmet, you can smell the air. And the air smells almost stale in a sense, that not like a lot of circulation is going through this wood, right? And as you travel, from time to time you hear small rustles of birds flying through the air, of other smaller bits of wildlife. You spot a rabbit here and a fox there. But most of the time, thankfully, you are not interrupted by any predatory animal or demon or other thing from the rift that might be wandering this direction. For the heck of it, Patrick, give me a mathematics check as well.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh my
very
god,
nice.
I succeeded by 94.
Okay. Feeling confident that you're headed in the right direction, Patrick does a quick mathematics check to see if he can't figure out the trajectory of an average, two-person hunting party going at 170-degree angles. He comes up with this trajectory, and you're able to navigate it just fine. When, Tom, you are able to spot through an old stagnant puddle. Around the edge of it is obviously a collection of mud. And in that mud, you see two sets of footprints. Now, they only last for about 4 steps apiece, but they're very distinct, they're very fresh, and because you rolled right on the money, you think that you're only about half an hour away from your quarry.
All right. I'll relay that to the rest of the party.
Okay.
All right. Well, at least we're confident we're going in the right direction. I guess we just got to keep pressing on.
Now I have just another encounter, and I have, once again, just little tables and whatnot. So this time, you know exactly where you're going, so there's no need for a land navigation, right? Plus you did. So what I'm going to have, these are the applicable skills. Now, once again, if you guys can think of any other skills you want to incorporate, please feel free, interrupt me, right? But right now we're going to be using tracking, and we're going to be using stealth. Okay, so only people who have the tracking skill can use it, but everyone's going to be rolling a stealth check.
Okay.
If you do not have a stealth check, like a stealth skill, just let me know, or I'll just see what you roll on the D100. For those of you who do have the stealth skill, just let me know how much you succeed or fail by. Once again, this is not a binary thing.
Okay. I would also
Here's a
like
range.
to say that since Al's not great at tracking, he's going to be spending most of his time trying to detect ambushes, making sure nothing's
Okay.
amiss or...
That could be very, very important. What I would like you to do is just roll detect ambush now.
Okay.
And if the situation comes up, then we know, right?
Awesome. All right, that sounds good. So this is for detect ambush. That misses by 17.
Okay, misses by 17. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the stealth skill, does prowl work?
Sorry, stealth, I should be saying prowl. It's a prowl check.
All right.
Now, because of what Al has done to his armor, there's no penalties to prowl. Because of Patrick's armor, the way it's designed, there's no penalties to prowl, except for that. Okay, no. Normally there isn't a penalty to prowl, but Patrick's right. He's going to stick out a little bit because of the shininess. Now, I know he's going to be hanging back a little bit, so that's good, right? So do you have the prowl skill? I don't think you do, Patrick.
The only thing that even comes close is concealment.
Yeah, not really.
Yep.
Concealment's more for small items on his body,
Yep.
not an entire person. So what I would like you to do is roll a D100, but add 10 to it. Okay? So let's have everyone do the prowl checks first.
Okay.
All right. My prowl succeeded by 20.
Okay, succeeded by 20. All right.
This is including the penalty? 2.
Whoa.
That's your prowl check? Okay.
That's my prowl check. Would you also like me to do track animals?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I gotta do Alicia here. Okay. Okay. All right. That's good to know. Wow. You guys are doing very well. How much did you succeed by, Al?
20.
Okay. All right. Wow. Burned it really well. All right. So now I would like you to do your track, yes.
All right. Let's see how well I miss by 16.
Miss by 16. So you're plus 16 here. Okay. Oh boy. Sorry guys, I'm calculating like 1,000 things here because like I said, I want to make this fair, right? Okay, I'm going to be doing a couple rolls here. Just don't overanalyze them, okay? Okay. Okay, all right. Got it figured out. I had to do just some because you guys have rolled and done very, very well. And there was the track. It was the tracking roll that I left it vague, open to interpretation. So I just had to do some rules on their part to really nail it down. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Oh God, I love this game. All right.
Mhm.
So.
That scares me.
Don't. You guys did well. This could have turned out much different. quietly as you possibly can, stepping over twigs and old pieces of wood and uncertain pebbles. You navigate the trees, slowly, carefully, but keeping a decent speed to catch your quarry. Over the thick hedge, over a thick hedge, you start to glimmer what you think are two figures. You're not entirely sure because they themselves are navigating through the trees themselves. You're about 80 feet away. Carefully, you close the distance just 20 feet further. And then you're able to catch a quick glimmer of the woman, Joan the Keen. As you are all standing, getting ready to figure out what to do next, her sharp eyes look towards your direction, and her eyes kind of narrow a little bit as you hear her go, "Psst, Prince, I think there's something over there." Now, now the ball is in your court. You have seen Joan the Keen, and you're pretty sure the prince is nearby. You don't have visual contact yet. However, they are not directly alerted. They have not set up a trap for you. Your detect ambush makes you relatively certain of that, Al.
Mm-hmm.
But they are kind of coming your way. We can roll for initiative for now, or we can just role play things out a little while longer. What would you guys like to do?
All right, guys, my suggestion, and of course I am completely open to others, would be have Jackie charge them at 60 miles an hour when she's right in front of them, and hopefully they're looking right at this thing that suddenly charged them at 60 miles an hour. This tiny, ruffling of the leaves and stuff, she flashbangs them. And then we attack.
That
was our initial plan, I believe, so that should work out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Here's a quick question, actually, Inferno. The underbrush, the what we're walking on. If Jackie were to run straight towards them on the ground, would they see mostly grass moving, or would they very clearly see?
The grass is thin and light due to the lack of light that it gets because of this thick canopy.
Mm-hmm.
It's no greater than maybe an inch off the ground in spots. They would have full visual contact the second she breaks through that hedge.
All right. I still think that's probably our best course of action. Or wait a little bit until we can see both the prince and her, and then do it.
That's the thing. You're going to have to give Jackie a target, right?
Right.
Like either go out X miles and do it, you know what I mean? Or go to Joan and you'll need to give her a command, right?
Right.
Let's wait for a bit. Let them get closer to us, in my opinion. I want to see the prince.
Agreed.
Okay.
I guess.
Obviously, you were all going to try to stay low as well again. Right?
I was going to say, I would, at that point, I would very quietly tell everyone not to move, just get down. The lower the profile, the less the noise, the better.
Piff, you wanted to say something?
Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's Patrick will comply with that.
Okay.
All right. So, Squeeze just whispering, "Get down, don't move." That type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first, Al, roll me a D100. No modifiers. Okay. All right. Now, I would like everyone to give me a prowl check. Because you're low, you're not moving, and there is, what you can tell, blocked line of sight. I'm going to give you all a bonus to -20 to it. Once again, Piff, just roll at a -20,
Okay.
which is a bonus,
Okay.
by the way.
So I got a 5.
Jesus.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Jesus, Piff.
All right. Now, I would like everyone to roll me another D100, please, as I do
Okay.
the same. Ooh.
35, 10,
Okay.
40. Good lord.
And you... Oh, you got 35. Okay. All right. So, this is what happens. Joan takes about 5 steps towards you before she pauses for a moment. At that time, looking once again in the direction of the hedge that you're hiding behind. You can, though, through the leaves, manage to spot Prince Jasper, who doesn't seem to be doing his best to hide in the woods. In this wooded backdrop. He's approximately 25 feet to the left of Joan as he is reaching for his bow and getting ready for an arrow. And you hear him say, "Why? What did you spot, Joan? What did you spot for me?" She says, "I don't know. I saw a glimmer of gold, and then I heard voices. Or one voice. I think it was American." He gives a smile, and he says, "Did you recognize any of them?" She says, "No." He's like, And then you hear his voice ring out. "Stand up. We won't hurt you."
I think at this point, Al, and of course if someone else doesn't want to, Al would very quietly tell Jackie, "Go in front of them and pineapple."
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Her pineapple range is 10 feet. He's 25 feet from Joan. So which target?
What weapons are they carrying? One's got a bow, one's got...
Joan has her weapons on her side, but she doesn't have anything in her hand. Her side, her back. Yeah, she has a sword and a rifle along her back, and... Oh, actually, she does have that clawed gauntlet, though.
I say go for the prince.
I say too. Go for the prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for the
Roll
prince
for initiative.
and then book it back. Make sure she says, we tell her to book it back.
No. I'm trying to speak as little as possible. She can obviously hear us. We can tell her that after everything started going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So, everyone roll initiative. But I'm going to... Jackie's going to get the equivalent of a surprise round, right? So she's going to act first before everyone else. All right?
Alrighty.
So, we're going to get the wrist initiative going here. And, I'm going to get a couple icons out here,
Whoopsie.
too.
Probably should make a new tab for that instead of moving out of Roll20.
Layer.
There
There we go.
We should probably change this from Alicia and Bear to Alicia.
Yeah.
We have Elizabeth and the associates.
I'll take care of the NPCs. Don't worry about that, homie.
All right.
I'm
Oh,
taking
right.
care of a few other things too in Roll20. Yeah, just all you gotta do is just put in your initiatives, and you know what you're doing with your initiatives. It's all good. All right, and so I have a Tom. There he is. Tom, this is just for you guys to keep track of what you need to. We have a Patrick, and we have an Al. Now, Patrick is so small compared. There he is. There we are. All right. Boom. Now, my guys. Alicia, Elizabeth. It's going to be Prince Jasper. And this is going to be Joan. Spelled Jhone. The Keen. Not to be confused with someone else whose name sounds like Keen. All right. Keen as in keen eyes and ears, apparently.
Yes.
So, I got to put in her physical prowess. And I got to put in his physical prowess. And Alicia's. Oh, I'm putting that in their ammo. Whoops. Do. 25. And now I have to roll initiative for my NPC. So give me ammo.
I'll move Mila down to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. No problem. All right. Wow. Good job, Prince Jasper. Why am I encouraging him? He doesn't exist. He's just me. I'm just flating myself, apparently. Okay. 3s. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And Miss Joan the Keen. Okay.
Yeesh.
It makes sense. They're guarded with, like I said, Jackie gets her surprise round, right? So.
Oh no, it's fine. Initiative goes in our favor often enough. So.
And that's also by 3s. And then she got an 18. Boom. All right. We're good to sort things out. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Alicia's got a roll. Oh, Alicia. You silly girl. And, of course, you get a 6. Now when I roll, it is that. And give me 2 seconds while I open up her document. Because, dear God, Inferno, you forgot how many I have. I need to get her character sheet up here. Give me mo. Game sessions. Alicia. How many attacks per melee, girl? Oh, yeah, just 3. Okay, well. Divided by 2. Easy enough. 1, 2, 3. I gotta double check. I think she's gotta level up pretty soon. But not today. Not today.
Not this
Alright, we're good to sort?
I think so.
Yep.
Alright. Can whoever... Oh, wait. I think I figured it out. No, I didn't. Thank you. No, I didn't. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, Jackie runs out. She can go 60 miles per hour, so she closes the distance within a melee. And... beep. And, of course, Joan and Prince Jasper are startled by this small furry thing running towards them. And before he can react, Prince Jasper, a flash of light goes in front of his eyes, and he clearly screams out in surprise and frustration as he appears to be blinded. I would like you to roll me a 1d4 piff. Nice. 3 rounds. 3 entire melee rounds. Minus 8. 3 rounds. Actually, give me 2 seconds.
3 rounds, 2 seconds.
Yeah. Victims are blinded. Actually, it's minus 10 to parry, dodge, minus 5 to strike. Okay, so I'm just making these so I don't forget. Minus 5s. Minus 10 PS. 3 rounds. Okay, good. I just don't want to forget, right? All right, and so that's her attack. It's Joan the Keen. Joan the Keen pulls out her... she yells for the prince, and she pulls out her sword, and she jumps in front of him between where he is and the bush. She closes the 25 feet with ease, and in fact, she is so quick, she is going to attempt to strike at Jackie.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Jackie, okay. Let me roll damage. 12 damage. How much can her body take? More than 12, but... where does it say MDC? Inferno, where did you put our MDC, dude? Sorry, guys, this is super slow. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, she has 30 MDC usually. If she takes up to 50 MDC, it will completely destroy the system, but 30. So she has 18 MDC left. I'm going to throw out Jackie's icon here, too, so we can keep track of her. Sorry, guys.
So if she
I like
took
compact
30
as a little
MDC, she's recoverable.
Yes.
Yeah,
She is not slagged. She is just damaged and inoperable.
Got it.
She takes 50, she's slagged.
Got it. Ooh.
But she's going to be running pretty soon on her actions, I think. And also I should roll it. Well, no, I'm gonna narrate this because I don't want to keep track of a goddamn squirrel who's really just gonna run away. I'm just giving Joan the Keenan action to defend her lord. So she has 18 MD left. All right, so the sword comes down and it slashes along the back of Jackie. Her synthetic fur splits open along her back and widens just a little bit. The blade looks like it has digged into the metal, but has not gone through that mega damage capacity exoskeleton, right? And with a wrench and a squeak, her blade pulls out. And so, yeah, the skin on Jackie on her back looks like she has a deep cut with a very thick silver line, almost like a skunk's line along her back towards her tail, where it's clearly metal. And with seeing the robotic thing, Joan gives a surprise call. And we're going to say at this point, I'm going to give you guys just a quick action. I'm assuming you're going to be calling Jackie back, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you just a freebie for someone to yell out, "Jackie, return!" And she's now out of that situation, all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So no more attacks on Jackie unless they really want to, right?
Right.
Good.
Prince Jasper is... obviously very blind, and you see him pushing. His fingers are fumbling around his helmet as if he's trying to find a button on it, and he says, and he yells out, "What is it? What is it, Joan?" And that's his turn. Whereas Joan the Keen says, "It was some sort of robot, sir, that went to blind you. Are you all right?" And she is still obviously at a stance with her blade, once again between you and Prince Jasper. And I'm also going to have her do another skill check. Not 1d200 Inferno. 31. Let me scroll up and see what your prowls were. She points towards the hedge, right where Patrick lay. She's like, "There, the glitter gold. It must be someone." And then that's her turn. Prince Jasper, I'm having him roll a D check. Oh. Oof. Okay. And you hear him say, "Where the hell is the radio on this goddamn thing?" He says, and he also calls out, "If that's the worst that you're going to do with me, I suggest you come out. If not, you will become our new quarry." And Patrick, your turn.
Oh boy. So juiced. Well. So I see her as a juicer, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's
okay.
clear that she is a juicer.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is lift up my arm slightly, the one that has the ring on it, and I'm going to whisper in Draconic at her bottom calf. What is this thing? Shooting star.
Is that the mega damage one?
That is the standard damage one.
SDC, okay, all right.
SDC for the lady's leg.
Okay. I would like you to roll a roll to hit and add a +3 to it, please. So roll 1d20 plus 3.
Okay.
That is enough to hit her, but not to hit the exact mark.
Okay.
She sees a shot of lightning come out, and she is going to try and dodge it.
Okay.
And succeeds. She moves off to the side, and the jolt whizzes past her about 6 feet away from the prince as well, off to the left. That's your turn. Joan the Keen looks to Prince Jasper, and she says, "Oh shit, what is she gonna do?" Sorry, give me a moment. I gotta think in this situation. I gotta get in character, bitches.
Mhm.
She is okay. Her action and Prince Jasper's action, they're taking a paired action. What she's going to do is she's going to grab him by the shoulder and put him on and push him towards a nearby tree, angling him so the tree trunk is between the bush where you guys are and where she is. And you can hear her say, "Stay here, Prince. Call for help. I'll take care of the rest. If anything comes close to you, yell, and I'll be at your side." And he kind of gives a sneer, and he says, "Once my vision clears, I'll be with you." So, with that, that's their actions. And now Joan gets to act again. With a look of gritty determination, she races towards the hedge where you are, easily closing the 60-foot distance. Her body is moving at an amazing speed as she hurls herself above the hedge and lands behind you a scant 5 feet away. We're going to say that consumes her turn, because I know she's a juicer, I know she's fast, but she's not that fast, you know? Tom, your turn.
Okay, so how loud did we want to go?
I'm grabbing a drink, I'll be right back.
The goal right now is to take them out as quickly as possible. Loud is
Okay.
no longer an issue.
Loud is no longer an issue. Okay, well, I'm considering if Jackie is not there anymore, just bathing the prince in fire.
I would
What do you
consider that
think?
too. What parts of the juicer are exposed?
Her
Yeah,
head,
looking exposed.
her hands, her feet, and her lower thigh, and not her lower thigh, sorry, her lower calf, and like kind of where actually that's it, lower calf, feet, hands, head. Those are all exposed.
So theoretically, a mega damage fire box would slay her. Theoretically.
Theoretically.
But she's right here.
I
That's the thing.
understand.
She's right in front of
I
you.
don't know what your abilities are. I'm just musing that is a possibility.
Plus, she would have a chance to
Dodge,
react and
yeah.
try to dodge out of the
Yeah.
way. Yes.
But
Okay.
what your plan isn't bad either. So
It also helps that he's blind. But where is Jackie?
She is back in the hedge.
Back in the hedge.
Scant.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like she's like, we're gonna say 5 feet away from you guys, and you're all
Okay.
pretty close together too. I would say you're all within 4 feet of each other.
All right. Now the last question is, how far away is Jasper?
He's 60 feet away. Actually, 65 now that he's behind that tree.
65. Okay. I am going to do a fire eruption centered on him. 55 by 55 by 55 foot square.
Okay.
I need to roll a percentile to see if I hit exactly where I want it to be.
Yep.
So I will roll that. 99, so it's
You
off
miss.
by 2d6.
Roll it.
2d6. It is off by 2 feet
Okay.
in one direction.
So are 55 foot? You said.
Yes, 55 feet by 55 feet by 55 feet high.
Okie dokie.
It's a cube of mega damage fire. That will burn both of my turns here and
He now
here.
know- Oh, okay. Hold up. Normally I would give him a chance to dodge, right? Because it just comes.
Yeah.
I mean, it spawns, right? But you can kind of give a chance to defend yourself. Otherwise, you have an indefensible attack. However, he's blind. He has no idea what the hell's going on, right? It's just going to get
Yeah.
really hot for him real quick. Please roll me D100. I mean, sorry, your damage.
Okay. Pop, pop. And, yep. 26 damage.
36. Okay.
that was a nice roll.
Thank you.
All right. So. Now, here's the thing. 55 by 55 feet, you're 60 feet away, right? You're off by
Yeah.
2 feet, but that's no big deal. So a huge column of fire erupts scant feet away from your hedge, lighting up every bit of vegetation and even causing the air to spark in flame. You hear a surprised yell from Prince Jasper, but other than that, you cannot see what's going on.
Mhm.
And Joan can't react until it's her dang turn. Patrick?
Oh boy, so she's basically next to me.
Yes, she's extremely close. She's technically within melee range, I would even say.
Okay.
Well, not quite. Close. She's very close by.
Alright. Is she facing me or is she does she have
Yes,
Alright.
she's facing
boy.
you. She had a chance to turn around.
Well, okay. Defense mode, go. He's going to yell out, fuck. He's going
She's
to...
gonna yell out fuck, huh? Okay.
Okay. Yes, and, going to aim generally at her and actually use my gauntlets this time and yell yip yip.
Okay. Roll me. Oh, same thing to strike +3.
Right.
You're just hitting her main body, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to try and dodge it. Of course, being so close, I'm going to say that's about as fast as a laser blast, which means she has to roll 1d20, -10, no modifiers. So really, she needs to get a natural 20. Which she does not get. So, damage then, sir.
Right. Roll. 11 mega damage.
11 damage. So, a sizzling crack of energy hits her straight on the column. Straight on straight in her chest plate, scorching it significantly. Next is Prince Jasper, who is doing something. He is doing something. He is doing something. And roll me damage one more time. Burn. 24.
Another 24.
Okie dokie. Okay, and you do not see him. That's all I can say. Ow.
Okay, I'm gonna need a quick refresher real fast. When shooting, if I were to fire at her, what are my chances of hitting Patrick?
Extremely high. What you have to do is a called shot on her. If you miss the called shot, but still hit the main body, you're going to have to roll a 50-50. 50-50 chance it hits her main body, 50-50 chance it hits his main body. If you miss, you just miss all of them, right?
Right. Now, if I wanted to aim at her head, does that add additional penalties, or does it still just count as a called shot, and if I succeed,
Still
I
counts
succeed?
as a called shot. However, she is so close to you, and because she's a juicer, she has a heightened sense of reflexes. I'm going to be engaging in my ranged weapons in melee range situation, and so she's going to be able to parry the blow, which is her just knocking your hand out of the way before you fire.
I see. So we're that close.
Yeah,
Okay.
she is on you.
Okay,
On
then
your gun, right? It's really great when you try to hit her because it's really hard for her to dodge it, but she gets a chance to parry. She didn't parry Patrick's attack because she had no idea what the fuck yip yip is, though. She knows what a gun is, though, and she knows how people use it.
Then-
so she can defend against it.
All right, then it's too dangerous. I'm pulling out my neural blades and going at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a called
Roll.
shot for any exposed part of her body.
Okay. Roll ahead.
All right. So hang on a second. This is going to be +8. That's my first attack, 16,
Okay.
and then my second.
You're not saving the other one for a parry. You're going to just be doing 2 attacks.
Well, I have auto parry. Oh no, I can't do that if I do both attacks, do I?
Exactly. Yeah, the next attack at you can't parry because you're using both hands to attack her, right?
Right, makes sense. Okay, then I'll just do one attack.
Okay. So I'm going to have her roll to parry as well. Oh, she fails. You hit her. Wow, good job. So it strikes. We'll do SDC damage, but remind me, do you have it written down exactly what Neural Blade does, or do I have to look that up?
Hang on, let me check. Neural Knife, 1d4 plus special. Let's see, target saves versus hang on. Target saves versus non-lethal poison. If fail, -8 to strike. Parry dodge.
Okay.
For 2
Okay,
d4
non-lethal poison for a juicer. She fails. Wow, she's rolling low.
So it's -8 to strike, parry, dodge for 2d4 melees.
Roll 2d4.
Alright. So 2d4. So 4 melees.
Okay.
And it's, hang on one second, it's 1d4 SDC, so 3 SDC.
Okay. Heck yeah, you know what? It might be important. You just graze her cheek, but that's not the big thing that does to it. It's more the neural part. Okay, her turn. Oh boy, her system has been shocked. The area around Prince Jasper has gone into flame. She yells out his name, and she is now running at half speed, which is still a remarkable 40 feet. So she goes past you towards the bushes around the left perimeter of the firewall. I'm going to say you guys can still see her, but next round, if she continues in that direction, the giant column of fire is going to block your view of where she's going. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's yelling out Prince Jasper's name, obviously. Alicia, decides that this is a good opportunity. This is a good opportunity to hit the juicer lady. Yeah, she's right. 1d20 plus 4. Okay, now this is the crazy thing. Juicers, even if they are attacked in the rear, can still auto dodge. Their reaction speed is just insane. So her exact bonus to dodge is +8. Since it's -8, I'm just gonna have Joan roll a 1d20 and see what happens. Wow. So Alicia steps up from the hedge, raises a rifle, takes a shot, and it looks like it's on the mark. But cat-like reflexes, an insane amount of precognition apparently, Joan quickly jolts off to the left, causing the explosive pellet to actually go inside that column of fire and then detonate, not harming Joan at all. Nice try, Alicia. Al, your turn.
All right. I want to also take a shot at her. If I have to do in order to do it in time, if I have to just drop the knives and grab the rifle, I will do that.
I will allow it, except you cannot take a called shot. It will be a wild shot, so you can hit her main body.
Okay.
But in order for you to drop your weapons, pick up your rifle, get ready to aim it and fire, in a period of 3 seconds is asking for a lot. I'll allow for like a hip shot, for lack of a better word, which would be a wild shot.
I am fine with that. So there's no bonus to it. It's just the straight up D20.
Yeah, straight D20.
All right. Can you burst a wild shot?
No.
Okay.
Yes, you can actually. Yes.
So then I'll do the ion burst.
Okay.
Give me a second. I actually don't remember if this... Okay, so no modifier whatsoever. Submit. 2. So that's going to be a miss.
That's a miss.
Yes.
That is a miss. So you fired wildly from the hit. Ion bolts. They coat the air above and to the left of where Joan is running, but do not hit their mark. However, they do make a mark still. Hewing down, I will say, 7 trees. As you hear a crack as splinters of wood, the ones that are not in flame and burning, as smoke is starting to fill the air and go into the night sky. The day sky, the morning sky. So yeah, you're making quite a bit of a ruckus. But luckily none of the trees hit you guys. It's far enough away, right? Prince Jasper, you hear a voice yell, I'm over here, and with that, I'm having him roll another D100. Go on, Prince Jasper, let's see what you got. You still can't find your goddamn communications button. Yeah, I understand. You're running through a fire, you have no idea what's going on, you're blinded. It's cool, man, but this isn't helping your survivability. Maybe I should stop talking to my NPCs. That's his action. He is not in sight. You can kind of pinpoint him off to the north of where this fire is, but that's about it.
He's out of the fire?
I don't know. You just heard him said, I'm here, and you can't see him. You just know the voice is north.
I'm just wondering if I need to roll or not.
Roll for?
For damage.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right. Actually, you know what? Yeah, roll for damage.
Okay. Wait, no, that's 2d6. What the hell? 23.
Okay. Groovy.
Okay.
Alicia's turn. Well, Alicia's going to take another shot at this one. Why not? It's more than 50 feet away now, so Joan gets to have her bonuses. Oh, shit. Well, we're going to just try this again. 8. So that's just a regular hit on her main body. Now, Joan... Okay, so this was my mistake. So I hope you guys are not up to set. Her bonus to dodge is 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's still a ranged weapon. I should be rolling 1d20 minus 8 because it's hard to dodge bullets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Normally at that distance, you would be able to, it'd be minus 10, but you can add in your modifiers. So it would really only give her a minus 2. But she's blinded, so she gets hit this time. Ooh.
Cool.
Oh my goodness. Joni. Ooh, Joni. Uh-oh. Okay. This time she isn't able to dodge it. And she is a explosive pellet hits her square in between the shoulders of her armor. A huge explosion actually causes her to careen forward a few steps as she's running. And she is her back armor looks severely damaged. You can see small holes through it. It's one more hit like that and it's gone, frankly.
Okay.